International Marketplace Taste and Tour happens on Saturday, September 9th, is supported by the Neighborhood Tourist Development Fund, and is a great way to experience some of the best that the Kansas City Historic Northeast community has to offer. Here to tell us all about it is the Northeast Chamber of Commerce President, Bobby Baker Hughes. Bobby, thank you so much for having us here today and for telling us about the event.
Well, thank you very much for inviting us. It's a really exciting event that we do on an annual basis. September the 9th at 5 p.m. we have our VIP session, and at 6 p.m. the entire party starts.
And where is it located?
It'll be held this year at the Don Bosco Community Center at 580 Campbell Street.
And it hasn't always been at the Don Bosco Community Center because it's grown this much. Can you give us a little background on when it got started and how it got started, the event?
Well, it got started about 7 years ago with a walk down Independence Avenue, visiting each one of the stores. And that international walk inspired many folks to think perhaps we could bring our great restaurants together into one location. Mm-hmm. And we did, and that was American Sons of Columbus the following year. And it was a magical event. We had so much fun and so much support that we thought perhaps this is something that we can do annually.
And in addition to the food that you mentioned, the restaurants, what else can people expect during the event?
So expect a lot of surprises, including music. We have lots of great traditional music and dancing. Many of the dancers that will be there are from Sudan, Nigeria, some Burmese dancing. There's just dancing from around the world. And new as of just last year, we've incorporated our International Marketplace World Bazaar. So on the veranda of the community center, you'll find product and handcrafted items from around the world to be able to not only purchase, but also hear the story as to what that particular item means to that culture and how it works into their heritage and their children's future.
How many countries do you think will be represented?
I think we'll have about 15 different countries.
And all of those countries are residents that live in the Northeast community, correct?
They're either residents that live in the community or people within the Kansas City area that they have established their businesses in the community. Many are four-generation families operating some of these restaurants and businesses.
And Masab is one example of the restaurants that will be sharing their cuisine with guests and attendees at the event. Can you tell us a little bit about Masab and their connection to the Northeast?
They started their restaurant on Independence Avenue. It's been about 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. And they create beautiful foods. And I mean tasty, beautiful, and beautiful to look at. The presentation of such wonderful foods from two different worlds. Two worlds that have kind of collided in a very wonderful, intentional collision of Caribbean and Ethiopian. And you just knew when we started working with them as a restaurant on the avenue that they were going to be a very successful restaurant. They have since moved off the avenue into a bigger, larger restaurant area at 3600 Broadway. And they'll be at the International Taste and Tour with some of their great cuisine.
How many people are you anticipating to experience such great cuisine and unique offerings?
I think we'll have 150 to 200 people, probably 80% of them from not within the historic Northeast area, because folks really do want to come out and try what they're not accustomed to. They want to learn, they want to hear the stories, they want to experience.
How can people find out more about the event and purchase tickets?
Check out our website, nekcchamber.com, or call at 816-231-3312.
Well, thank you for sharing information about the event and for taking time to talk to us about it.
Thank you very much. Come and experience the world in the Northeast.
The The Neighborhood Tourist Development Fund supports local nonprofits that bring cultural, social, educational, and recreational activities to our area. To learn about additional upcoming events, visit kcmo.gov/NTDF.